Hey, what's up everyone? I'm Colby from Sanitarium Productions. We're back again with another G.I. Joe action figure review. In this episode, we're taking a look at the Rise of Cobra line, and this is the Cobra Eel, the underwater trooper. I've always loved the Cobra Eels in general, so it was nice to get an updated version of that to go along with the movie figures from the Rise of Cobra, and it's a nice looking package here. It does come on a standard Rise of Cobra package. I like the artwork on the side here. Not necessarily a big fan of this the Neo Viper helmets that they've been using, and I'm definitely not a fan of these big huge action feature weapons, spring-loaded cannon things. But beyond that, it looks like it's got an interesting figure in here and quite a few accessories, which is one of the good things about the Rise of Cobra line, is that we traditionally do get quite a few accessories with these things. Flipping it over to the back, we have the standard issue Rise of Cobra card back, some additional characters down at the bottom, the file card, synopsis of what's going on in the Joe-verse, and you can visit GIJoe.com for more items and online games. I haven't been there in a very long time, so I don't know if that's actually still a thing or not. So I may have to go out there and check that out and see if there's anything new. This came in, 2009 as part of the movie line figures, so it's kind of an older figure. It's not real hard to come by, but it doesn't pop up as often as I would have thought. So we're going to go ahead and open this thing anyways. And get this blade in here. They got this the weird packaging here with the cardboard down at the bottom, so we'll cut it this way and open it and pop the figure out. And the insert. Everything else down there is just a standard packaging, so get to see the character art a little clearer. Looks really nice. So, yeah, not a bad card anyways. Insert. We have the Acceleration Duke figure. Acceleration suit version of Duke. This was the big 12-inch figure or something like that. I never picked one of these up, so I don't know if it's any good or not. I may have to look into that. Kind of looks a little silly, but not much more silly than what was in the actual movie, I guess. Beyond that, the insert has some cool stuff on it. Here's the big Acceleration Suit Duke, the 12-inch Storm Shadow and Snake Eyes. We've got the Mobile Pit Headquarters. Got a couple of the Small Joes, the Steel Crusher, Mole Pod, the Night Raven, Snake Eyes, Sword and Mask, Tough Troopers, Signal Light, Wrist Blaster, and some other G.I. Joe stuff. So, pretty informative little insert there. Not nearly as fun as some of the later Pursuit of Cobra line stuff, but it is what it is. Let's see what we got in here. We have this big cannon thing that has a missile. We'll zoom in here in a second and look at all this stuff a little bit more closely, but that's interesting. That pops out. So, yeah, we'll look at that in a moment here. We have the cool, it looks like that has come off, spear gun. We have a set of flippers, fins, whatever you want to call those. We have the figure itself. We've got the oxygen tank, and we have the figure stand. Very, very cool. Let's go ahead and zoom in. Actually, before we zoom in, let me pull this pistol off that's taped, well, rubber banded to his hand. and slice those rubber bands. That went flying towards my face. Alright, cool. So there is the Cobra Eel, all the accessories. So let's zoom in and take a closer look here. Alrighty. Alright, we're going to take a look at this thing first. So this is the big spring-loaded missile launcher. The missile itself actually has a few more details than most of them have had. It's a nice bright green color as well, which is probably being blown out a little bit by the lights I'm using, but it's cool looking. It loads into the barrel there. We've got the traditional push the button to make it fire. Oh, the button's on the back side. Push the button to make it fire. It's got a good spring action on it. That is what I thought was the button. That's not the button. The button is this one down here. But this is where things get interesting. This very much looks like it's some sort of torpedo. And I like that. It goes really well with the ideal of a Cobra Eel. But then it also has these fold-out wings, I guess. I guess they're wings. I guess it could be a tripod as well, but it's a little too small for a tripod. So I'm going to call them like wings. And then you've got these cool little handholds here, so that in theory, this thing can help him underwater. So a submersible vehicle that also happens to have a huge missile on the front end of it. So that's actually pretty cool. So if he's swimming along, he can grab that and ride through the water. So that actually makes a lot of sense, and makes a lot more sense than most of these movie figure huge missile firing cannon things. So alright, I'm going to give him that. That one is pretty cool. Let's jump back over here to the figure stand here. So this is the traditional dog tag version of the movie figure battle stands. 2 foot pegs here on the top. We have the Cobra Eel codename on the front, and on the back the cool Cobra symbol there, and a place for you to feed through one of those chains for your dog tags. So that is very cool. I like these. I've always been impressed with these things. So moving on, we'll pick up the spear gun first. We've got some interesting details on here. So it's a newly revised spear gun. Some interesting details here on the bottom. Some cool finny things on the top. The pistol grip has a little bit of detail on that as well. I'm actually always surprised at how much detail they do put into these things. Very cool looking. And then that spear point on the front. Cool. It's made out of that soft bendy plastic though, so it is what it is. Next up we've got the fins, flippers. These are kind of the standard issue flippers that we've seen in most of these figures. They do have the extended foot peg hole in the front so that you can attach these to the actual battle stands, and they can snap in place and be wearing them on the stand. Where'd that one go? Here we go. You can also snap these together like this if you press hard enough. And that makes it very easy as far as display goes. You can actually have him grab the things and hold both flippers. So that's pretty cool. We're not going to bother putting them on the feet. Actually, I guess I am. So foot pegs on these are towards the front. Peg on there pretty easily. Look pretty nice. They're standard flippers though, so okay. Next up we have his pistol. I don't know what kind of pistol this is supposed to be. It's probably just a idealized version of a pistol and not an actual pistol. Real world kind of thing, but it looks cool anyways. It almost looks like a 9mm with a barrel extension, to be honest with you. But I don't know. It's got a non-removable silencer, I guess you could say. Maybe that aids it in firing underwater. Very cool looking though. He also has on his side a holster that he can slip this thing into. You do have to kind of line it up correctly to find that hole in the bottom and get that to feed through there. It's just a shade too small, I think. There we go. Pop it out and then it slides in there pretty easy. I always like it when we have holsters for these pistols. This one is just a shade not right. So it's hard to get in and out because of the way this little piece is. So just be aware of that. It's not bad by any means. Since we're on the figure, we also have on his side another knife here stuck into his sheath. Again, very cool that they include sheaths for knives and pistols and holsters and stuff like that. So not any big detail on this particular one. Nice little serrated edge there. Cool grips. Our other accessory here, I guess, is the oxygen tank. It has a non-removable hose, but that hose does plug into the back of his head here and then pegs into his back like so. It's a little wonky, and then it feeds kind of to the side there, so it doesn't look very cool, and it kind of puts a little bit of stress on him. I guess you could probably turn this upside down or something and get it to fit maybe a little bit better. Maybe not. I would have preferred it like that. But then you gotta twist this thing around. That kind of works a little bit better. Whichever way you want to do it, it still works. Some small amounts of detail on this thing. The hose that goes into his mask has some nice ridges on it. Other than that, got a weird little thing here that wraps around, and that's about it. So, we get an oxygen tank anyways. Moving on to the figure itself. We have that very detailed Neo Viper helmet that I am not that big of a fan of, but I will say that the detail level on it is pretty cool. It almost looks like he's got like teeth or something in there. So it's slightly different than the standard Neo Vipers, and I've not looked into it to see if there's a specific reasoning behind any of that, if like the elite Neo Vipers have different patterns on them, or if they're just kind of random. I don't know. So leave that in the comment section if you know as well. Looking at the rest of the figure here, we do have a lot of cool things on his tactical vest here. He's got some cool painted rings here. Some more doodads and pouches and grenades, it looks like. I don't know what half of this stuff is, but very cool looking anyways. It's a nice looking apparatus anyways. Beyond that, it looks like it's the standard Cobra Eel from the 25th anniversary-ish line for the most part. So, interesting straps on his sheath and holster there for his pistol. And if we were to take this off, have the cool Cobra symbol on that side. Let's see what's underneath here. Yeah, it's just black under there. I was not expecting them to have too much of a color scheme going on here. But it could have been, but no, it's the standard Cobra Eel underneath. So, yeah. Snap that vest back on there. Alright, let's look at articulation. The head does spin 360 degrees. That tactical vest is not getting in the way too badly. We got left and right, side head tilt as well, some up and down. Pretty nice there. Standard ball and swivel at the shoulder joint. Standard ball and swivel at the elbow joint. Singular swivel at the wrist joint. We do have the ab chest rib cage piece there. That flak vest does get in the way a little bit, but you still got a little bit of ab crunch going on there. Standard T-hooks at the waist and hips. Full front motion. Full back motion. We do get double knee joints and swivel and rocker at the ankle joint. So all in all, really good articulation here. I like the little splashes of red here. It definitely harkens back to the original vintage line Cobra Eel with the gray and the black there. The flak vest that these got on is probably a little bit unwieldy, if I had to guess, for underwater maneuvers. And I don't know how well this color shows up on here, but it's actually kind of a purple color. It's kind of like a grape, which is really weird, but hey, it kind of works. So, yeah. It's not bad. It's got a lot of cool accessories here. I'm actually very impressed with this big cannon thing here. So it's definitely an interesting figure to pick up, and if you're a fan of the Cobra Eels at all, you'll definitely be happy with this thing. I don't think I like it as much as the original vintage version of the Cobra Eel, or the 25th anniversary release, I guess, of that. We also had a new version that came in the 50th anniversary line, which was also very awesome. This one's not quite as good as that one, but it comes with a lot of cool accessories. So, yeah, it's not a bad figure to add to your collection. That's all the time we've got for today, so thanks for watching. Drop some comments down below. Let us know what you think of the Cobra Eel. How does this one compare to some of the other Cobra Eels that you've seen? What do you think about that crazy purple flak vest thing there? Also, if you have any specific information about this crazy drone-looking submarine flying submersible thing, put that in the comment section as well. If you haven't already, feel free to subscribe to the channel. Give us a thumbs up, thumbs down, whatever floats your boat. Until next time, Yo Joe!